Most haunted stories begin with a warning, but tonight, the warning comes too late. Because the moment you clicked on this video, you stepped into a world where the line between the living and the forgotten becomes thinner than ever. Let me take you to a place most people avoid, not because they don't know it exists, but because everyone who ever tried to uncover its truth either disappeared, or returned with a story so terrifying, they were never the same again. Our journey begins in an old cemetery hidden deep inside a forest in Pennsylvania. Locals call it Whisper Grove. They say the trees whisper to each other at night, but the truth is, the voices aren't coming from the trees at all. One night, a traveler named Ethan stopped his car near the edge of the forest when his engine suddenly died. As he stepped outside, he heard a soft voice calling his name, yet no one was there. Against his better judgment, he followed the sound through the mist until he found the abandoned cemetery. And there, standing between the gravestones, he saw a ghostly figure, blank white sheet-like form drifting toward him with hollow eyes that seemed to stare straight into his soul. Ethan ran. But when he reached his car, the engine was already running, the headlights pointed directly at the path he had just walked. Someone, or something, wanted him to leave. And he did. He never returned. But sometimes, late at night, passing drivers still report seeing a man standing beside the road, pointing toward the cemetery, begging them not to enter. But Whisper Grove is just the beginning. Hundreds of miles south, in a quiet town in Mississippi, sits the old Hollowbrook Guesthouse. A perfect place for travelers, until you discover the guest list contains names of people who stayed there, long after they died. Guests who checked in, enjoyed their meals, even had conversations with the host, only to vanish before sunrise. The host swears he serves real people every night. But when locals reviewed the security cameras, the dining room showed him serving food to empty chairs. No footsteps. No voices. Just the creaking of the old wooden floor and the faint sound of silverware touching plates that were never used. One police officer quit his job after reviewing that footage. He said he watched a pale figure float behind the host, whispering in his ear while he laughed at empty tables. The guest house still operates today. But no one goes near it after dark. Let's move west, to the state of New Mexico. There lies a stretch of desert road called Mile 46. Drivers say that if you pass through between 2 and 3 a.m., you will see a woman in a long white dress standing alone by the roadside. Some stop out of fear she might be hurt. Others see her already sitting in their back seat through the rearview mirror. And those who do, are never found again. One surviving witness claimed he saw her face appear inches from the mirror, dark eyes, twisted mouth, and heard her whisper, "You didn't stop for me." His phone captured her voice. The recording still exists, but no expert has ever been able to explain it. And yes, the disappearances continue to this day. And then, there's the most chilling story of all. In a remote part of West Virginia, deep in the mountains, stands an abandoned mining town known simply as the Hollows. Decades ago, the miners vanished overnight. No bodies. No clues. Just their lanterns found glowing in the tunnels, despite having no oil left. People who wander too close hear the sound of metal tools striking stone, echoing through the mountains even though the mines have been sealed for 40 years. A paranormal team once investigated the hollows. Their cameras captured something horrifying, tall, shadowy figures with faintly glowing eyes forming behind them. The team ran for their lives. But one of them, Daniel, didn't make it out. Days later, his camera was found on the steps of the old mine entrance. The final photo showed the ghostly miners standing inches behind him, staring directly into the lens, as if they knew exactly what was coming. No one has seen Daniel since. And finally, there is a story so disturbing, even locals refuse to talk about it. In upstate New York, there is an old bridge known as the Crossing. People say if you stand on it alone at midnight, you will hear footsteps behind you, slow, heavy, dragging footsteps. But when you turn around, nothing is there. Those who stay long enough claim a ghostly figure eventually appears at the far end of the bridge. It doesn't move. It just watches. One man who tried recording the figure ended up dropping his phone and running for his life. When he checked the video later, every frame was normal except one, half a second showing the ghost face to face with the camera, mouth open, as if screaming silently. Tonight, these stories are more than legends. They are warnings, reminders that our world is not as empty as it seems. Behind every abandoned house, every dark forest, and every quiet road, something might be waiting. Watching. And sometimes, following. So the next time you're out alone at night, and you feel like you're being watched, don't ignore it. Because somewhere in the shadows, in the silence you cannot hear, someone, or something, might be standing closer than you think.